Hello, pre-algebra class. Today we're going to talk about exponents. Okay, so first review. This whole thing right here, 5 to the second power, this is called a power. The whole thing together, 5 being raised to the second power, that's a power. The 5 is our base, and the 2 is our exponent. So those are the vocabulary words there. The whole thing's a power. The base is the big number, the exponent is the little number. So 5 being raised to the second power means 5 times 5, which equals 25. If we have 2 raised to the fourth power, 2 is our base, 2 is what we're multiplying, and we're going to multiply that 2 4 times because that's what the exponent says. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 again is 8, times 2 again is 16. So that's the basics of exponents. But there's a few other cases we want to consider. If we have a base number that is raised to the power of 1, all that means is that we have the 3 one time, which equals 3. So any number raised to a power of 1 is equal to itself. So 3 to the first power is 3. 5 to the first power is 5. X to the first power is x. Anything raised to the first power is equal to itself. Another special case we want to consider is anything that is raised to the power of 0. So if we have 1 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 0, 3 to the power of 0, any number that is raised to the power of 0 is going to equal 1 each and every time. That's a rule that you need to memorize. So if we have x to the power of 0, that equals 1. If we have 100 to the power of 0, that equals 1. If we have negative 25 raised to the power of 0, that equals 1. Anything raised to an exponent of 0 is going to equal to 1. Anything raised to the exponent of 1 is going to equal itself. So those are a couple rules when dealing with exponents that we need to remember. So make sure you write that down in your notes. Another thing we want to talk about is bases that are negative. For example, if we have negative 5 raised to the power of 2, and I put the parentheses around here to show you that it's the negative 5 that's being raised to the power of 2. So that negative 5 is being multiplied by itself 2 times. Negative 5 times negative 5. Well, we know 5 times 5 is 25, but we have a negative and a negative. Anytime you're multiplying negatives, a negative times a negative will always equal a positive. If we have negative 2 raised to the power of 3, that means we're going to have negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And remember that parentheses are another way of saying multiplication. So this is multiplying those negative 2's 3 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So we know the number is going to be 8. But let's look at the negatives. A negative times a negative makes a positive. But then the positive times another negative is going to be a negative. So notice, anytime you have an even number of negative signs that are being multiplied, they're going to cancel each other out and be positive. Anytime you have an odd number of negative signs being multiplied by each other, it's going to end up being a negative sign. So these are 3 rules we're talking about here. A power of 1, a power of 0, and a negative base. So your next assignment is going to be in IXL.com. And I want you to work on the pre-algebra, which, as you know, is the 8th grade level on IXL. And the lessons that I want you to work on are F2 and F4. Both of those will be today's assignment. If you have any questions, you can email me. So good luck, guys. You got this.